Welcome back to the vlog and welcome back to a beautiful day here in Papua New Guinea. We're heading out to Gowasa. I haven't been out there with you guys yet, so we're going to be doing jumping around from Harawana, Gowasa, Goroka, so hopefully I can get you guys on a couple jumps and stops. So let's go ahead and get started and get out of here. Our NG's coming up quickly because we have the start cart. Go low idle over 14%. Much more oil pressure start coming up into the green, and now my ITT is starting to come up. And I peak out at 564. So once it starts going back down, turn off your igniters, your fuel pump back to standby. Disconnect the start cart. So anyways, yeah, this is just like a 13-minute flight out to Gowasa, then like an 8-minute flight over to Harawana, and then back up to Goroka, another 17 minutes. Alright, generator on. Ramps have settled down, so let's get our alternator on, our aux bus on. Sharp prop full forward to our V2 tracker on. So I've got 795 kgs on board today. So I have no seats on board, so my equipment's at minus 102. Payload is at 795, and I've got 630 pounds of fuel on board, so I could still put on another 200 kgs if I wanted to, or 435 pounds. So anyways, we're going to come down here to our packs and cargo. 1530 is we're going to put into my GPS. Our weight's at 6820 today, so I'm going to take off at 62 and come back in at 73. We're just going out at 8,000 today. Alright, just going to go ahead and turn our TAWs off because we're going to be heading over some mountains here just about 3 minutes after takeoff. Our TAWs is done, our controls are free and correct. Switches and instruments. Already got our 8,000, already got my rotate speed. Our flaps are set, indicated and verified at 20. Goroka Tower, good morning, November Tango Echo. Request taxi Gowasa, 1 POB. Right, taxi
November Tango Echo, Goroka Tower. Good morning, Ryan. Taxi runway 17 left and the backtrack and line up. QNH 1018, type check 24.
Morning, Red 1018, click backtrack line up 17 left. November Tango Echo. Alright, clear left, clear right. Right, strobes on, landing light on. And we'll do our overspeed governor check as we're pulling out of here. Goroka Tower, November Tango Echo, be ready and line up.
November Tango Echo, 17 left, make a right turn, clear for takeoff.
17 left, clear for takeoff, right turn, November Tango Echo. Alright, it's 22 degrees this morning Celsius. Our torque's going to be 1390 for 1440, and it's super smoky out there today. Ignition, inlet, and lights done, cleared for takeoff. So ignition condition, flaps 20, fuel and harnesses 1390 for 1440, rotate 62. Alright, there's 1390. Airspeed's alive. There's 50 and continuing. There's 62 and rotate. As I climb out, sometimes my ITT will just pop into the yellow, which is alright. But we're going to bring it right back down to 740, which is just the very top of the green arc. And I'm pitching for 7.5 degrees on my attitude indicator, which gives me right around 85 knots with 20 degrees of flaps at this power setting. Alright, so like I said, we're only heading out 29 miles out that way, over this mountain and down through another valley. It's super, super smoky, but the smoke pretty much stops at around probably 8,000 feet. Because this is dry season, and this is the time everybody does their burning. Alright, over 85 knots, we'll go 10 degrees of flaps. Out for the call gap right here. I get through there right around 7,000. Over 90 and increasing, goes 0 degrees of flaps, and bring my prop back down 2,000 RPM. that's going to bring my ITT from 740 also right down to 720, or just really, really close. I'll let it sit there and settle in for just a second and get my departure call going. Goroka Tower, November Tango Echo, departed time 28, tracking 213 on climb below 8,000, estimating Gowasa 42, and copy November Tango Zulu.
November Tango Echo, roger, below 8,000, and contact meeting, HF 6598 or 38 at 15 miles.
6598 or 3815, November Tango Echo. Alright, looks like a lot of lower clouds, at least in this. Hopefully, it looks like a lot of the edges of the mountains are pretty clear this morning, so I'm hoping that once we get out there that it will be clear in my little valley. We don't really have a great way to get weather out there. They don't have HF, and they only have cell phone coverage up high on the mountain, and yeah. 6598 November Tango Echo transfer.
November Tango Echo, Tango ahead.
Morning, November Tango Echo through the Caw on climb below 8,000, estimating Gowasa circa 39er.
November Tango Echo, below 8,000, Eric NH 1010.
1010, November Tango Echo. Alright, well, rather than getting up above these clouds at 8,000, I think I'm just going to go down to 6,000, because, I mean, again, we're only like 19 miles from it. So let me put on autopilot, go down to 6,000, because it doesn't look like 8's going to work for me. And we'll bring open the strip chart for you guys, so you guys can see what I'm expecting. Here's Gowasa. We're going to be coming in from this direction up here. And coming in, elevations 4938, and I think the touchdown zone was 100 foot below that. I just read a note of this morning saying that the touchdown zone was 4,800, so I'll split that in half and then we'll see actually what it is once we get out there. Anyways, we're going to fly around. We're going to be landing, it's a one-way airstrip into the mountain with a kind of a drop-off cliff at the end. Landing on runway 16, it's 517 meters, it's a 10% slope. Then it goes up to a 14% about halfway down the runway. So I think the first half is about 7%, the second half is 14, and they just say it's 10%. But kind of touchdown's a little bit flatter. Alright, we're just 10 minutes out now, so I'm going to go ahead and hit start up my checklist, my selectors and my brakes, my TAWS is turned off. Our VREF, we just took off a few minutes ago, but let me just double check we're 6760, so we'll probably land at 6700. So 72 knots on our VREF. Our lights and our inlet, we'll get our inlet in just a second when we get below 140 knots. We're going to be landing on runway 16, so I'm going to hit my OBS. Turn my OBS to 160, put a nice little line here so I can see the orientation of my runway at all times. If we do need to go around this particular one, there's a hill, that's my committed point. At that point, I'm going to have to land because I'm heavy today, and I don't have enough power and maneuverability to basically get back out of the valley. So that's going to be my committed point. I'm expecting, there's winds usually coming over, so I'm expecting potential updraft right before that, and then potential downdraft. There's a lot of clouds up here. I got two more ridges, and in that next one it looks like there's a lot. So I'm really, really hoping I can land. If I can't, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump over to Goroka next and land there, because that's my next point. I'm still okay with my weight getting into there as well. If I do need to go around though, it's power up 20 degrees, pitch for 73, immediate left hand turn out. Reset torque 740. Drop in harness. I'm nearly at pattern altitude now. We'll go to the end of the valley and then maybe we can see up it. There might be clear up the valley itself. If not, I'll immediately go right over top of that hill, down over to Goroka. So let's push our prop forward, help start slowing us down. Bedang 65908 November Tango Echo in the circuit, Gowasa, report after landing.
November Tango Echo.
November Tango Echo, November Tango Zulu, 65908.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's solid overcast here.
Yeah, Gowasa's not looking awesome either. Go company. Alright, that's the other airplane. It's solid overcast over in Harawana. It's not looking awesome here, so if I can't land here, then I'm going to have to go back, which this is the worst thing for me is when we have to do commercial work and we don't get a good weather report and we have to do weather turnbacks. It's super frustrating just that we're just wasting our time and fuel to come out here for nothing when the people we fly for, typically missionaries and stuff, we have a good weather reporting system, and this rarely ever happens. Alright, so yeah. Clouds look like they're way too low because I'm coming down to nearly strip elevation. I'm at 5,500 now. Pop in around this and take a look at see and see, but it looks like they're all the way down under the ground. Seeing light down in the valley. It doesn't look like my pattern's going to work though. Alright. Let me just climb up over these and around. Alright, we'll go 720 on the torque. The ITT on the torque. Do a 180, get over top of it and see if maybe the valley's a little bit bigger right directly over top. I'm not expecting it to be though. Alright, now that we're up over the clouds, bring my torque back down to 1250. Let's see, it's right down there. Okay, so the valley itself is open. I don't know if there's necessarily enough room for a whole pattern, but let me go up there, get around so I can see in here, because the actual valley where it is a little bit more open than I was thinking it was going to be. Alright, we're going to go ahead and slow down. 10 degrees of flaps. Lights and inlet are done. Prop and harness. We'll leave harness here in a minute. Okay, it's actually looking a little bit better. We might be able to squeeze in. It's still up here, so I don't want to get myself committed too far back if the clouds are too packed in into here and I can't do a go around. So once I get over here, I'll be able to see where I'm actually going. Alright, 20 degrees of flaps. Just about over top of it now. Ah, man, that's really too bad. Alright, there's the strip right below me. Oh, let me drop down. I can always go out underneath, out the valley, into the big valley I was just in. So, 6 knots would be tailwind here. We'll see how that works. Alright. 4,900 is going to be touchdown. 54. Not really giving me much. Oh, not going to work. Alright, we'll climb out at 710. Clouds are going right down over a hill. The last hill that I need to be able to get in is covered over. Oh man, that's really too bad. Alright, back to Goroka. And yeah, that really stinks. We'll come back out here hopefully later, but again, it's 9:40 now in the morning, so it should have been cleared up by now, I would have thought. Alright, so what we're going to do is go ahead and just pitch over, get my airspeed up. It's over 100 now. We'll go 10 degrees of flaps, bring our ITT back to 720. We'll call up my dang, let them know that we're unable to land. So, what I think I might do is we'll just fly the low route back, just to make something interesting about this flight. We'll bring our propeller back, or our prop back to 2,000 RPM. Break, Madang, 65908, November Tango Echo, unable to land due weather, Gowasa, returning to Goroka, estimating Goroka, time 5-4. Heading 65908, November Tango Echo.
November Tango Echo, go ahead.
November Tango Echo, unable to land Gowasa due weather. Returning to Goroka, estimating Goroka 54 below 7,000.
Tango Echo. Tango Echo at 15 miles, contact Goroka Tower, 118.7.
15 miles, contact Goroka Tower, 118.7, November Tango Echo. All stations to River Junction, 120.7. Kodiak November Tango Echo, returning from Gowasa to Goroka below 7,000. Right, so my prop's 2,000 RPM, a 1,250 foot-pound of torque. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just following along this valley. It looks like there's tons and tons of clouds out, but they're just all on the ridges, so I've flown this route a million times, and I know that this valley, well, we just came this way, but I know that this valley is going to be open anyways. So that's one nice thing about here, but in PNG is 90% of the time, the actual valleys are going to be open, at least the big ones. So you can pretty much just navigate all through the valleys, even if it's just really kind of crap weather out, which is really nice. Anyways, there's some really cool little villages. I'm kind of below them now, but up on these ridges up here and up here, that these houses just go right up to the edge, and they have, well, the view out in front of me right now. That's what they have every single day. Just so spectacular. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to fly down. I've flown down this valley before in some other videos. Again, this is probably one of my absolute favorite valleys I've ever flown in Papua New Guinea. You go up that way, you get up towards Mount Hagen and Chimbu area, you go out this way towards Goroka and stuff. But yeah, it's just really wide open. They've got waterfalls everywhere. It's dry season right now, so the waterfalls are just more like trickles. But during the rainy season, like, there's some pretty huge waterfalls. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and push all these back up. Let's put our bypass back, landing light off, and everything else is cleaned back up how we want it. But one of these days, I'm going to try to get a 360 camera for one of the wings so that I can show you all these waterfalls that I get to see. There's some really cool ones out that way right now. And up in here, there's a few that are really cool, but getting anything like that here in country, like, I ordered cameras back in April for this channel. It's now August, and I still haven't got them. They're still in Australia Customs. So yeah, that just gives you a hint on how hard it is to get anything in this country. Alright, you can see how smoky it is as we start to enter in this valley right here. Beautiful day, but yeah, man, the smoke layer is just like, it just gets trapped right around 7,000 to 8,000 feet. Alright, just because the visibility is so low today, I'm just going to go ahead and climb up a little bit because it is really bad visibility. Probably 3 miles visibility at most, probably less in some areas. It's because of the smoke. So I'm going to go with my bypass on in case there's any ash or anything like that in the air. There's a big old fire up there and up there as well, so get my altitude so I know that I can clear this really nice and safely. Go ahead and call up tower now. Goroka Tower, November Tango Echo.
November Tango Echo, Goroka Tower.
November Tango Echo in the Asaro South, and estimating your circuit 5-6.
500.
November Tango Echo, Roger, runway 35 right, wind light and variable, QNH 1018, and track for finals, report finals.
Track report finals for 35 right, November Tango Echo. Alright, we are on an 8-mile final now. I can't even see the runway because of the smoke. I'm going to throw my OBS in here, and it actually throws this nice little magenta boxes so I know I'm just a tiny bit off. So, and I still can't even see the runway area, and it's only 8 miles away. Okay, now I'm starting to see at least the airport, but I don't see the actual runway yet. Anyways, fuel selectors are good. I can turn Betty back on. Our VREF, We're at 6,600, so our landing speed will be 71. Our lights and inlet are done. If we do need to go around for any reason, power up 20 degrees, pitch for 73, maneuvers required. Reset torque to 740.
And November Tango Echo, Korea Company November Tango Zulu, inbound from Irwana, estimating Goroka 05.
November Tango Echo. Alright, we're 5.5 miles out. We'll push our prop forward.
500.
Goroka Tower, November Tango Echo, 5 mile final, 35 right.
November Tango Echo, 35 right, clear to land.
Go ahead, 35 right, November Tango Echo. To look there for a second. Well guys, I'm really sorry that we weren't able to land on this particular flight. Hopefully I have enough battery life if we go back out there again today, which we probably will. And I'll be able to, but I doubt I'll have enough battery life to actually do my whole rounder like I was hoping to take you guys on. Maybe another time. I haven't been out to Harawana in 5 years though, so not that often that we could actually get out that way. But Gowasa is a more exciting place than Harawana. Anyways, 3 miles out. I'll go ahead and start slowing down. I'm pretty much at my 500 feet right now. 10 degrees of flaps. The other aircraft that went out to Harawana first and then was going to go to Gowasa, he also was not able to land because it was just a full-on blanket of clouds. Alright, below 120 knots, we'll do our 20 degrees of flaps. Every time you put the flaps in, the nose is going to want to go up, so you really have to push down, or push quite a bit of forward pressure on the yoke to keep that from just going like this every time you hit the flaps. Alright, below 108, full degrees of flaps, and checklist is complete. Go ahead and slow on down. The slowest we get down is 71 knots today with the weight that we have on board. And I've got 4 knots of quartering tailwind. So you get a big downdraft right here, because we always do. There's the sinker. Coming in a little bit fast, but that's okay. Alright. Alright. Well, we'll get refueled back up, and we'll see if we can't get somebody on the phone out there this time. Let's see if we can get a better weather report so we don't waste our time and fuel going back out there. But anyways, thank you for joining me along on this flight, even though we were not able to land out there, but you got to see part of PNG and hopefully enjoyed this video. If you did, leave me a thumbs up. I do appreciate it. And if you like watching this kind of content, be sure to subscribe. I put out videos every Wednesday and Saturday. So thank you guys. And if you guys would like to do similar flights like this on Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 or X-Plane or something, I do post some of these flights on my Patreon page, and I'll even probably post this one here, so you guys can fly out there and see exactly what I get to see and stuff. So if you're interested in that, check out the link down below. Alright, for shutdown, I'm gonna get my fuel first. We're at 460 now. And my hobs. Alright, cut off. Another, and shut my fuel off. And give Brent a call. Alright guys, thanks again. Have a good one.